Hello and welcome to One on One. In the studio with me today is Paminder Vir, OBE, CEO of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. As executive producer, non-executive director, and CEO, she has a track record of creating opportunities and adding value through sound strategic planning. Paminder has devoted her working life to a passionate pursuit of untapped potential, both in terms of business development and as a teller of untold stories from those without the resources to reach their deserved audience. She was awarded Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II for her services to broadcasting in 2002. Currently as CEO of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, she oversees the strategic development and implementation of its key programs and activities, which include the TEF Entrepreneurship Program, a 10-year, $100 million commitment to identify, train, mentor, and fund 10,000 entrepreneurs from across the continent. Welcome to the studio, Paminder.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. Kindly tell us about the Tony Elumelu program.
It is literally the largest entrepreneurship program on the continent, but also I would say around the world. Every year since 2015, we select 1,000 entrepreneurs and we provide them with training, mentoring, seed capital to develop their business ideas, and then a membership to the largest entrepreneurship network across the continent. The program was launched really to, operationalize Mr. Elumuelu's vision that Afrocapitalism, his economic philosophy of Afrocapitalism, that it is the private sector that's going to transform the African continent. The economic transformation that lies with the private sector, and startups and SMEs are very much a part of that private sector development and growth. I think the other two is that he always says that he was lucky, and he wants to institutionalize luck, and the foundation and the entrepreneurship program is a way of institutionalizing that luck, and also to democratize opportunity. He is born in Nigeria, made it in Nigeria, but he is really a Pan-Africanist. He sees the whole of all the 54 African countries and economies as fundamental to the business growth of the continent.
Yeah, I liked when you said he's trying to institutionalize luck. Yeah. What are the criteria for getting involved in the program?
So the application portal opens once a year on the 1st of January, and it closes on the 1st of March. So the 2019 application portal is open now. This is the fifth round of the program. So we've already trained and mentored and provided seed capital to 4,470 entrepreneurs over the last 4 years. And the criteria for applying is simple. You have to have a business idea. You've seen a gap in the market. You think you've seen a problem, and you think your business idea is the solution. And you know that there is a potential customer or a client who's going to be able to pay for your product or service, yeah? So it is with your business idea that you apply. And for those of you who are considering applying, the application form is not a walk in the park. It was designed to really differentiate those who think that this is, a grant aid program. It's not. It's an entrepreneurship development program. And fundamental to the program is the 12-week training and the mentoring that you will receive before you even get anywhere near to accessing the $5,000.
So is there an age group? Is there a timeline? Is it for everyone who wants to start a business, or you're already in the business? How does it work exactly?
So we wanted to play at the bottom of the pyramid, institutionalize luck, democratize opportunity. There isn't that opportunity at the bottom of the pyramid. So we said we would receive ideas from enterprises that are 0 to 3-year-old. So you can apply with an amazing idea, and many of our applicants have applied and have been accepted. or you can apply with a business that you started but is under 3 years old. You have to be over 18, so you have to be 18 years old to be able to apply.
And what's the maximum age?
You can be 100 plus, as long as you have an amazing business idea. So our applicants range from 18 to 70 plus, yeah?
Wow.
Remember, the entrepreneurs are now becoming an important part of the entrepreneurship ecosystem. And then we are sector agnostic. You know, a lot of programs out there are focused on particular sectors. Our program is sector agnostic, and we already have 30 plus sectors from where entrepreneurs apply. Yeah, we are also gender agnostic in the sense that our program isn't targeting men or women, but where, you know, what we want to see is men and women apply in equal numbers. In the first year, we had I think 24% of our applicants, and the ones we selected were women business owners. We recognized we had to, and then we used those women business owners who had applied and gone through the program as role models in our advertising campaign and marketing campaign. And to our amazement, in 2018, I think we had 41% were women business owners. So you can see that there was an organic growth of women business owners saying, hang on, you know, this speaks to me, and I can apply and have a chance of my application being selected. So the first challenge is the application. Then the next challenge is getting selected.
Exactly. I was going to ask you, so what are the criteria for getting selected? I've applied. How do I know that I'm fit for this?
Sure. I mean, so if you're applying, you know, my advice to you is to read the application form and the terms and conditions, because in the terms and conditions, you'll read the criteria for selection. And there are really 5 fundamental criteria. One is the feasibility of your business idea. So when Accenture Development Partners reviews the applications, these are the 5 criteria against which your application, your business idea is being reviewed. The feasibility of the idea. Is there a market opportunity for your business idea? Where is this market? Yeah. Your financial understanding. Financial literacy, as we've discovered over the last 4 years, is one of the weak links across the African continent. But I think that's the case with most entrepreneurs. We're much more interested in the idea than the financial management. But you have to have some financial understanding of your business. You know, are you doing this as a lifestyle, or is this something that you think, oh, I'll run this on the side while I still have my public sector job or a corporate job? So it's really your passion for your business idea, your entrepreneurial skills, yeah? And finally, it's really whether this idea has scalability. Can it go from your community, from your country? Can this product travel across borders? Are there customers and clients who will be able to pay for this, you know, product or service outside of your identifiable market?
All right. So in terms of finances, like you rightly said, that's one challenge a lot of entrepreneurs face. Is there a training that those selected go through in terms of helping them understand how financial management should be done? So
certainly even at the application stage, we provide tools with which you can, you know, as you're filling out the application form, yeah? Because it's important that you begin to understand at this stage, at the application stage, of why financial management and financial understanding is important. But yes, I mean, there is the 12-week training program. And I think it's week 5, which is the one that's the toughest, yeah? It's all about financing. We have Accenture Development Partners who've actually given us a lot of financial management tools, yeah, which we've incorporated into the 12-week training program. So there's a lot of hand-holding and a lot of additional information is given to those who were selected and who are now embarking on that 12-week training program. Plus, of course, you have your mentor who will also guide you through the processes from the week 1 to week 12 when you assemble your business plan.
All right. So talking from the perspective of anyone who's watching, right, is there an educational background requirement that is necessary before applying?
No, because I mean, I think the program is, we are a technology-driven program. So the 12-week training and the mentor learning program is online. The application form is submitted online. But it doesn't seem to be deterring people from across the African continent. I mean, in the first year we had 20,000, and last year we had 151,000. Applications from 54 African countries in 3 languages, French, Portuguese, and English, yeah? So there's not an education background, but more, I think you need to be technology or tech
savvy at least.
Yeah?
Okay.
Technology savvy, because it is a technology-driven program. And it is your business idea and your ability to articulate that idea on paper.
Okay.
Yeah? So you're only a failure if you don't learn and apply the mistakes to either changing direction or improving whatever aspects of your business that's been suffering.
We'll take a quick break now. You're still watching One-on-One on Plus TV Africa. Do stay with us.
I have seen these young Africans prosper, from some who didn't even know what to do with their lives until they got the $5,000 seed capital from Tony Elumelu Foundation, and the mentorship and the training. That gladdens my heart.
I saw this ad about the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I applied. That was the pivotal moment.
Africa Fashion Week London just came after I participated in the Tony Elumelu Foundation entrepreneurship program.
Tony Elumelu, grâce à sa fondation, permet de donner une boussole à tous les entrepreneurs de cette fondation.
Our role is not only to empower young Africans directly, we should be a voice, advocate, catalyst for economic empowerment of Africa.
The future of Africa is in your hands.
Become a Tony Elumelu entrepreneur. Apply now.
Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching One-on-One on Plus TV Africa. All right, Paminder, can you tell us about the forum? I mean, I was at the 2018 forum.
That's fantastic. Was this your first forum?
Oh yes, it was my first.
Oh, wow.
It was my first.
Okay, so we've had 4 amazing forums, yeah, and it is a place where the 1,000 entrepreneurs we select every year, they have the opportunity to meet each other face to face. So they travel from across the 54 African countries at their own expense now. At their own expense. And we provide them with accommodation and we feed them over the 2 days of the forum. But it's an opportunity for the African continent to really connect in one place. And it literally is now grown to become Africa's largest gathering of entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurship ecosystem. It's mind-blowing.
I was blown away when I saw all of the countries coming together. It was such a beautiful, experience. All right, why is the TEF Connect relevant to the foundation and to the African community?
It's the most important, innovation, or so not content with launching Africa's largest entrepreneurship program in 2015 with a commitment of $100 million for the next 10 years. Mr. Elumelu is constantly seeing what next. How else can we democratize the opportunity and institutionalize that luck? Yeah. So TEF Connect is a platform. It's a digital platform where the thousands of entrepreneurs who apply, and we have over 300,000 entrepreneurs who've come to our portal, but don't get selected, have now been given the information and the resources. So learning, mentoring, investor network, a marketplace, So it's a digital platform where entrepreneurs can meet other entrepreneurs across the African continent and worldwide, It's a place where the ecosystem, policymakers, government, academic institutions, investors, funders, we as the entrepreneurs thrive in a thriving ecosystem, So we're bringing that ecosystem
Down
and
to the
bringing it
people.
together on TEF Connect. So TEF Connect is really what's evolved out of the entrepreneurship program over the last 4 years, that we wanted to find ways of institutionalizing and democratizing access to information, so more and more entrepreneurs can also benefit. So for example, the 12-week training program now is available online. So if you didn't get selected, but you think your business idea is amazing and viable, embark on that 12-week program. Find a mentor who can support you. But it's also a digital platform where the foundation is constantly posting new information of value-add opportunities to entrepreneurs. We're not the only program. There are many other programs, different kinds of programs. So it is literally bringing the entrepreneurs in the ecosystem together.
And I reckon it's free.
Totally. So all you have to do is to log on, go to the website, log on with your email and create a password for yourself, and start basically using the facilities that are already uploaded on TEF Connect platform. It's an extraordinary innovation. Again, it's adding to the growth and the significance and the importance of enterprises, entrepreneurs, and SMEs to the African continent.
We know that entrepreneurship is really evolving on a very large scale, and I know that prior to this time, when the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program commenced, the idea was 1,000 entrepreneurs per time. But we see applications of over 100, applicants, 100,000 applicants. How do you intend expanding, the reach?
Sure. I mean, I think the reach is there. As you can see, we are reaching 54 African countries, Francophone, Anglophone, French, and the Arab countries as well across North Africa. I think the challenge is, there's a danger of the hope that the program generated turning into despair, because 151,000, you select 1,000. So there are a number of ways. One is obviously with TEF Connect, so you're sharing, making the information more widely. This is knowledge sharing. The second is given that, out of those 151,000, maybe we will have selected 15,000 could easily be funded and supported. So we've really partnered with, we've said to organizations that we have the model, and what we'd like you to do is to consider sponsoring additional entrepreneurs. So we will continue selecting 1,000, but so a number of those organizations have responded to that call. ICRC, the International Red Cross, UNDP, GIZ, which is a German development agency, they've all responded with supporting additional entrepreneurs. Hence, since 2018, we were able to support an additional 470 entrepreneurs as opposed to just 1,000. I think the ambition is now to scale that, really find partners who can sponsor an additional 1,000. And when we say sponsor, it's literally the $5,000 seed capital that goes directly to the entrepreneur, Plus, so it's literally finding organizations who have, and who are willing to risk that $5,000, And that it's not a huge risk, because here was a guy who applied in 2017 and in 2018 turned that $5,000 to a $250,000 additional funding, So that investment in young people or investment in entrepreneurs is literally investing in them to develop the skills, the ability to manage a business, if you can invest in them in that structured framework, the returns on those $5,000 per entrepreneur are phenomenal.
All right, we know that it's a 10-year plan, but what happens to this beautiful initiative after the 10-year?
Certainly, the 10,000 plus entrepreneurs that we will have invested in through training, mentoring, and seed capital, and in other ways. they will be transforming Africa. They will be having an impact in terms of the number of jobs that they've created, the revenues that they've generated, and the social impact that they've made. Yeah, that by applying their own knowledge, there's to building their own businesses. Yeah, it's. I mean, you can't expect even bigger returns than that. Yeah. So in 10 years from now, Mr. Elumelu should be able to look back and say, one of these business ideas is now doing an IPO. They're listing on the stock exchange market because they took the $5,000 and really that seed that they got was an important launch pad. Yeah. So I think also the fact that, that Mr. Elumelu would have shown that people, when they want to support enterprises, you need to take a long-term view, yeah? And that, it wasn't a 1-year initiative or a 2-year program, it was a 10-year commitment. And that in itself is incredible.
How far do you see entrepreneurship growing across the African continent?
The future of Africa is dependent on the SMEs and the entrepreneurs, yeah? If you look at how Ethiopia has turned its economy around. Yes, the government is playing a major part in it, but it is the private sector. And the private sector begins as an enterprise, yeah? And it grows into a large company. So I would say, those cities are growing because of entrepreneurs and because of the enterprise culture. It is the enterprise culture, when, the economies are suffering, it is the entrepreneurs who keep the economies going. So SMEs and entrepreneurs are very much they're fundamental part of, they should be a fundamental part of any government's 5, 10, 15, 20-year plan for their country.
All right, and finally, you've been in this journey with the Tony Elumelu Foundation for well over, 5 years now?
Yeah.
What mistake would you say you've seen entrepreneurs make over time, and you're telling one person listening to you right now, this is a mistake I have seen very common amongst entrepreneurs, and I feel like you should watch out?
I think is always, get rich quick. There's the assumption that, that you're going to make it very, very quickly, yeah? You have an idea, you've got the business, you've got it going. And, because entrepreneurs to some extent have become celebrities, you've got, the extraordinary entrepreneurs, the founders of Jobberman, Waka Now, there are many from within and across the African continent, as well as obviously, coming out of America, etc., yeah? Yes, but it's a long-term journey, and you have to walk the path. So my one advice is pace yourself, yeah, and be ready to pivot and change directions when you encounter real obstacles, yeah, because they're just a small hump. And you'll get over it, and you'll find that there's the next one. So I think pacing yourself and not assuming that this is a road to getting rich quickly, because it's not.
All right, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have seen these young Africans prosper, from some who didn't even know what to do with their lives until they got the $5,000 seed capital from Tony Elumelu Foundation, and the mentorship and the training, that gladdens my heart.
I saw this ad about the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I applied. That was the pivotal moment.
Africa Fashion Week London just came after I participated in the Tony Elumelu Foundation entrepreneurship program.
Tony Elumelu, grâce à sa fondation, permet de donner une boussole à tous les entrepreneurs de cette fondation.
Our role is not only to empower young Africans directly, we should be a voice, advocate, catalyst for economic empowerment of Africa.
The future of Africa is in your hands.
Become a Tony Elumelu entrepreneur. Apply now